Hi guys and welcome back to a new video. My name is Martina and this is the secret craft room. Last year when me and my son watched Shop With Me videos for Halloween, we saw this big disco ghost and my son really wanted one for his room. Since we live in Sweden and those type of decorations are nowhere to be found here, I decided to make not only one but two for him. Please give my video a thumbs up and subscribe if you like my content, and without further ado, let's get into the video. The first thing I did was to cut out and tape together all the template pieces. For my ghosts I made a large cardboard piece for the lower body, and it was kind of hard to handle such a large cardboard piece, especially since I had to roll it a bit to make it round to fit properly. After making my ghosts, I figured out a much easier way to make them. Both types are in the template, which you can find in the description box below. I printed the template pieces at 100% for the bigger ghost and at 80% for the smaller one. Since they are really big and hard to film, I also decided to make a 30% scaled one, because that one is easier to fit in the frame. This project was really tricky to film since my filming area is rather small, but I'm going to do my best to explain how I made them. To make the dome shape for the head, I glued together 6 identical pieces to create a half sphere. Then I glued one of the smaller round pieces to it. Next I created the bottom part of the ghost. Here I am showing you the first way I made it. This works great for small ones like the one I am making in the video, but for the larger one it was sort of a nightmare to try to curve the thick cardboard right. But I did it, and then I glued the large round piece to the bottom and one of the smaller to the top. Next I cut out a strip of thick cardboard that were 85 by 15 centimeters large for the largest ghost. For the smaller I made it 80% smaller. I curved this piece as well, and then I glued the last 2 small round pieces to it, one at the top and one at the bottom. Then I glued all 3 pieces together. Then I made 8 lines along the ghost evenly spaced out. This is where the sort of waves that sheet ghost typically have, where the fabric folds and crinkle. Here I am showing you the easier way to make the bottom part of the ghost. The template is 3 pieces that you need to tape together instead of, I don't even remember how many pieces the other one was. Then you cut out 16 pieces of this from thick cardboard and glue them together on the longer sides. A tip is to tape them together with masking tape first and then add hot glue at the inside to reinforce it. Then you attach the bigger round piece to the bottom and one of the smaller to the top. This creates a round enough shape for the ghost. I made some cone-shaped shapes from aluminum foil and glued them to the ghost. Make the side that is going to be glued down flat before gluing it to the ghost. I made them different sizes for a more organic look. Next I made paper mache and added it on top of and around the aluminum foil to shape it better. I also added a layer of paper mache to the top part of the ghosts. Then I let it dry for a couple of days. Yeah, paper mache takes a while to dry, unfortunately. Then I added a second layer of paper mache. For the first layer I used egg cartons, but I ran out of them, so for the second layer I used toilet paper instead. And I must say that I liked the toilet paper version better because it was a lot easier to smooth out. I placed the ghosts on thick cardboard pieces to protect my table. This stuck to the ghosts and created the perfect bottom for them. Once completely dry, which can take a couple of days or even more depending on how thick the layer is, I covered all the paper mache with spackle. Once the spackle had dried completely, I cut off the excess cardboard around the bottom of the ghosts and then sanded everything down. Once sanded down, I painted it with 2 coats of black Mod Podge. It is simply equal parts of Mod Podge and black acrylic paint, which I like to use as a primer on top of spackle. Then I spray painted it with silver chrome paint. This is to make smaller gaps between the mirror tiles as invisible as possible. Next I marked out the eyes and painted them black. Then it was time to add the mirror. First I cut all the sheets into strips to make it easier to use. For the bottom 2 rows I used hot glue to secure them a bit extra, but for the other rows I just stuck them on as they were. I also added a piece of black felt to the bottom, making sure to add glue all the way out to the edges. Around the eyes I add them as close as possible, but still following the staggered pattern. The top part is a bit tricky, and I found that placing the tiles one by one was a lot easier than using the full strips here. Then I used plastic mirror sheets to cut down and place in any gaps, both around the eyes and everywhere else that needed it. Lastly, I mixed glossy Mod Podge with black glitter and added it to the eyes, and then they were all done. Let me know in the comments if you make decorations for your kids or other family members too. Please don't forget to subscribe and give my video a thumbs up if you liked it, and if you watched all the way here, please leave a ghost emoji in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.